Here's how to complete the entire Citadelle de Maw Easter egg quest solo with no Gobblegums. After some iteration, this route got me to completion on my 5th attempt, with my full run taking just over an hour. First we'll go over prep, then it's on to the run. There are a ton of useful augments for this run specifically. Stamina Up's Hot Foot and Melee Macchiato's Espresso and Stick and Move augments complement the swords very well, and PhD Flopper's Tribologist and Deadshot Daiquiri's Deadhead and Dead Break are game changers for the boss fight. I will not be using any Gobblegums for this run, but if you wanted a set of 5, I would go with Perkaholic to give you PhD Flopper early, Hidden Power to save on salvage, Idle Eyes as a safety mechanism, then Shields Up and Arsenal Accelerator for some boss fight help. The loadout I'm taking is the XM4, most notably with a suppressor and extended mag 3. Any AR or LMG should be fine for what I'm going to show you. I didn't want to choose anything too specific. For those of you who have seen the power drill strats, I'm not going to do that here, but I plan to make a showcase for it later on. Aether Shroud is my field upgrade. I tried Frenzied Guard, but the charge time was super slow. For tactical, take whatever, although I'll show you how a shock charge can save you some points. Lethal, I recommend a Molotov if you can. Let's get started. We're going to spend the first 4 rounds here in Town Square, farming with our suppressed weapon. As a small Easter egg, you can shoot the pool balls in the pub for an extra 100 essence. The Rampage Inducer can help speed this up if you so choose. On round 5, and once you have 500 salvage, add Deadwire to your weapon, then buy the Village Side Gate. Run up the hill, claim the Speed Cola loose change, then shoot this electrical box. Alternatively, you can use a shock charge just the same. A lightning rod will pop off the antenna above, pick it up, and return to spawn. Rounds 5 through 9 we can treat as all the same, so don't worry about flipping rounds for the next 10 minutes or so. Cross the town square and buy the door to the hill. Climb to the barn, claiming the Deadshot Daiquiri loose change, another lightning rod right next to it, then head inside and shoot the horseshoe above the door, picking it up. Continue to the castle and buy the gate to the courtyard. We now need to get inside of the castle. Buy the door to the ramparts up on the left and claim the Elemental Pop loose change, turn around and cross to the other side for the Melee Macchiato loose change, then go out onto the ramparts to the cannon, spin it around and open up the castle. Claim the Juggernog loose change, then buy a door on the right side to gain access to the dining hall. You can claim the Vulture Aid loose change, then buy the door into the dungeon below, and claim the Quick Revive loose change there as well. Buy past into the Oubliette room, then break open the crate, eliminate the Doppelgast inside, and place the crystal to spawn Pack-a-Punch. Now the Easter egg begins. Return to the dungeon and open the window behind Quick Revive to talk to Krafft. You can leave this conversation early if you want to. The beginning of this Easter egg is all about swords and artifacts. We can't start on swords until round 10, so let's do some artifacts. These can be done in any order. First is the Paladin's Brooch. In the dining hall, note a red candle above Vulture Aid. Shoot it to reveal a beam. You need to align the beam with a second candle in the room. Once aligned, repeat the cycle. To reveal the Alchemical Lab, interact with a statue. Once all 5 beams are aligned, the brooch will reveal itself in the corner. Pick it up, then search the lab for a fossil. There are 5 locations, 1 on the desk, 2 at the candle shelf, 1 at the brooch shelf, and 1 at the tier 3 armor shelf. We'll need this item later. Bring the brooch back to the dining room in front of the lion portrait and place it at the sigil that spawns. Farm souls with any weapon to completion, causing a pedestal with a box to rise from the ground. We'll come back to this with the swords. If you have enough salvage, upgrade your weapon. We do want to upgrade our primary all the way to Pack 3 Legendary Rarity. Next are the Raven's Talon and Pegasus's Horseshoe artifacts. Head down past the dungeon to Pack-a-Punch. You should have at least 5,000 points here, so go ahead and pack, then take the Cave Slide fast travel. Towards the end, shoot a raven sitting on a rock, causing it to fly off. Once in the town square, shoot the raven again. It will transform and slowly fall down. In the meantime, head back up to the ramparts. The cannon at the top has spun round. Climb in to fast travel back to town square. You'll be struck by lightning mid-flight. Claim the Talon, then find the lightning cloud in the sky, picking up the horseshoe beneath it. Bring this horseshoe to town square, placing it at this ritual site near the hillside, then farm souls to completion. Go ahead and get yourself to round 9 here, so we're at the same spot. Return to the castle, buying Jug in the entrance hall, and progressing through the dungeon to buy the door from the Oubliette room to the Undercroft. Place the Talon at the ritual site, farm souls to completion, then progress to round 10. Continue to upgrade your weapon as you farm. Go ahead and buy Quick Revive in the dungeon and Stamina Up in the sitting room if you can. It's time for the swords. These can be done in any order. In each of the next 4 rounds, look out for a unique zombie wearing a helmet. I call him Bucket, he is my friend. Bucket sometimes takes a long time to spawn, so hold your round if it's getting thin. Take him out and pick up the stamp he drops. Interacting with the statue in the dining hall will use the stamp. Start with the front one by the lab, the Stag. When you pick up the sword, run into the dungeon. This should spawn an armored zombie with a third and final lightning rod hanging from him. Pick it up and head to the ramparts. At the hillside ramparts, place all 3 rods at the urn to trigger a storm. Hang around with your sword out and don't attack normal zombies or vermin. This will keep you on round 10. After some time, your sword will be struck by lightning. Smack the urn to deposit it. Feel free to eliminate the purple-eyed spawns and flip the round towards the end of this section. After 3 lightning strike smacks, deposit the sword and reclaim it for Durendal. Run to town square to open the box there with a melee, and that's the Stag sword done. Find your next bucket, then the next sword is the Dragon sword. Interact with the statue by the couch. Bring this sword to the entrance hall and place it at the top of the stairs. You first need to deliver fire back to the dragon. The first pot is at the village ramparts. Interact to claim the fire to get you running super fast back to the sword, interacting to deposit it. Your health will slowly tick down during this. The second pot is hillside right next to town square. Melee kills while carrying the dragon fire will heal you all the way to full. I recommend doing so sparingly to save these fresh zombie spawns. On your way to the third fire, buy the gate to the village and go ahead and purchase Speed Cola. The third pot is deep in town square. You'll probably need a couple of melees to safely make it. After the third is deposited, the sword will transform into Caliburn. With Caliburn, we will complete the Raz Ankh ritual out at the ramparts. There are 3 bonfires around the walls, and each needs to be lit with fire. A Molotov, Thermite, or Caliburn special attack will do the trick. Lighting the bonfire will cause additional zombies to spawn in. For the middle bonfire, don't aim too high as the top of the hitbox is a little short. Farm kills to recharge Caliburn, then cast the special on the third bonfire. Run over and pick up Melee Macchiato real quick, then await a double ghast spawn. This ghast is carrying the Ankh. Eliminate it to claim the item. Bring the Ankh to the ritual site towards the village, then farm souls to completion, opening the box with Caliburn. On round 12, find your next bucket, then the next sword is the Raven sword. Interact with the other statue near the lab for your sword. This sword uses the fossil we acquired earlier, make sure you have that. Head to the tavern, upgrading your armor if you haven't already, and place the sword in this device in the cellar. Based on what you have, set the outer ring to the corresponding astrological sign, and the inner ring to its corresponding element. The sets are Scorpion for Scorpio is a water sign, so down. Ram Horn for Aries is a fire sign, so up. Fish for Pisces is a water sign, so down. Lion Jaw for Leo is a fire sign, so up. And 2 Skulls for Gemini is an air sign, so up/. Submit your pairing, and if accepted, a void gate will appear in the ground. Orbs will begin to emit from the symbol device following you. You must guide the orbs to the gate where they will be sucked in. Each gate needs 3 orbs, and there are 3 gates in total. If you run into an orb, it's no big deal, it just pops and you take a small amount of damage. Once all are filled, the sword will dip into the void and transform into Balmung. Head back to the castle, feel free to flip the round on the way, then take Balmung to the Undercroft to open the box that's there. On round 13, you'll find your last bucket. Use his stamp on the last statue with the lion. Do this towards the end of the round for simplicity. On pickup, 4 glowing parasites will spawn. Walk these parasites all the way to the village. If you outrun them and any despawn, they will return as normal zombies and you'll have to flip the round for more. Once you get to this area, melee a parasite, then smack this door, lighting a symbol. Do this 4 times, then interact with the door to head inside. Once in, place the sword in the pedestal at the end of the hall. You'll have to shoot or melee 4 symbols in the order they appear on the pedestal. That order is the same every time. Circle with a dot, snowflake, arrow, circle with a line. On completion, pick up the sword to exit. If you shoot the wrong symbol, you'll have to start over, and if you take too long, you'll be kicked out, having to flip the round to try again. With all swords and artifacts found, reward yourself with Vulture Aid. Next is the symbol puzzle. In the Undercroft, punch this wall using Melee Macchiato, revealing a bunch of symbols. Back in the tavern are 6 bottles with Roman numerals on them. Interact to reveal a symbol, then screenshot, write down, or draw each symbol as you go through. Bottle 1 is at the bar, Bottle 2 is by the arsenal, Bottle 3 is at the booth next to the bar, Bottle 4 is upstairs. Bottle 5 is at the boots across from the arsenal. And bottle 6 is at the door. With your symbols noted, return to the Undercroft and shoot each symbol one by one. On submission, the board will scramble, pausing for a short time to let you submit. The submission window shrinks with each symbol. Once all 6 are in, head up to the sitting room. Search for 4 pages with a red symbol scattered about. These are always here in the sitting room. There's just a lot more than 4 spawns. Once you have them all, return to the Undercroft and interact with the book to place the pages. The pages match up with the various traps on the ground in the map. Complete these traps by symbol in the order of top left, bottom left, top right, bottom right. In my case, circle, asterisk, blank, and plus. Completing the wrong one in the order will not impact progress. I recommend flipping the round before each trap to ensure completion and continue farming. When you're ready, spend 1600 points to activate the trap, then get 10 kills or so, ending the trap and completing the page. There are 6 possible trap locations: the oubliette room, the dungeon, the sitting room, the courtyard, the village, and the hilltop. Check each trap for the right symbol and play the right ones when you need them. On completion, a red orb will fly over to this wall in the castle, revealing a symbol order. In my game, that order is Raven, Dragon, Lion, Stag. Back in the dining hall, grab the corresponding sword and incantation. Then, at its statue, cast the incantation and inspect your weapon, causing the statue to salute. Place the sword to mark completion. Do this in order, so next for me is Dragon. You can sprint out of and cancel the inspect once you get past the little intro, triggering the salute early. Lion, then Stag were my 3 and 4. Shortly after, a mystic orb will fall from the sky. You need to fill the mystic orb with each element at each original incantation location. These can be done in any order. For the Lion Light Sword, place the orb at this fixture on the upper level in the dining hall. Interact again to start the challenge. Green light orbs will spawn, and you must run through them to fill the mystic orb. Nukes are very useful here to clear the way. Orbs will despawn after some time, and you'll see them move elsewhere. Do use the incantations to keep yourself alive, triggering Staminup's Hotfoot Augment if you have it. On completion, a boom will extend from the orb, and it will be available to claim. Swap out to the Stag Electric Sword and repack your weapon if you have the funds. Head to Town Square and place the orb at the fixture by Hillside. You now need to farm kills using electric effects. This can be either the electric incantation, Dead Wire, or Durendal's special attack. On completion, reclaim the orb. Continue to flip rounds, working towards 25. Swap out to the Raven Shadow Sword, buying tier 3 armor now if you can. Place the orb at the fixture in the Undercroft and get kills using the Dark Incantation, I believe the Shadow Rift mod, or Balmung's special attack. On completion, reclaim the orb. Finally, swap out to the Dragonfire Sword. Place the orb at the fixture in the courtyard and get kills using the Fire Incantation, I believe the Napalm Burst Ammo mod, or Caliburn's special attack. On completion, head back inside. I recommend swapping to Solias the Light Sword for the boss fight. Kills with Solias while the sword is charged gradually restore your armor. Deal with the horde and place the mystic orb at the wall from earlier, revealing a secret room. I had 5,000 salvage, so I elected to upgrade my weapon before entering the room. Enter the room and interact to start a cutscene. Interact again if you want to end it early, claiming the Guardian Key. We are now in boss prep mode. We are going to want every perk, a Pack-a-Punch tier 3 legendary weapon, and the Solias sword. Support items like the Mutant Injection or anything that makes you invulnerable for a time could be good panic buttons. Repeatedly flip rounds here in Town Square until you hit round 25. The Der Wunderfizz machine will spawn on the second floor of the tavern, allowing you to claim any perks you missed, as well as PhD Flopper at your convenience. I understand there's a side Easter egg for a free PhD, didn't feel like tacking it on. Once you're a full perkaholic, place the key in front of the statue in spawn. This will wake up the statue, starting an animation to teleport you to the boss fight. This is the Guardian. He is a heavily armored hammer wielder tasked with your destruction. I recommend finding and equipping the light incantation for the duration of this boss fight. For those who know, I will save the power drill strat for a separate video. For bullet weapons like my XM4, you'll have to focus down a limb, gradually breaking its armor, then focus firing into the exposed critical zone for maximum damage. This is where the Deadhead and Dead Break Deadshot Daiquiri augments come into play. That was a lot of alliteration. In this first phase of the boss fight, the Guardian has 3 attacks: a single fireball cast, a slow chase, and a fissure slam. The Tribologist augment for PhD Flopper makes dodging attacks a breeze. Once an armor piece is broken, that limb is not a good target for the rest of the phase. At about 80% health, he will head to the center and you'll be in an intermission. The map will shrink slightly here. Take out your sword for his first intermission, farming armor plates and making sure to fill your reserves. Phase 2 will start shortly after the Doppelgast falls. Phase 2 has new attacks, a triple fireball cast, a fast chase, and a jump attack. Focus on your safety above all else during this, continuing to target new limbs as old ones get used up. With this heightened intensity, pay very close attention to your armor. If you get comboed from his attacks, your health can drop rapidly. It's by far the most important aspect of your survivability. After all 4 limbs have been damaged, a weakness will open on the chest. At 1/3 health, the Guardian will rest again, and a second intermission will arrive with another map shrink. Instead of a Doppelgast, this one has an Amalgam at the end. The fire and electric incantations should one-shot an Amalgam up close, so look to use that in your attempt. The third and final phase will spring up a bit quicker, so focus down the horde first. The chest will be exposed the entire time, but the Guardian will be super sprinting at you. This is where Staminup's Hotfoot and PhD Flopper's Tribologist are literal game changers. Run, slide, turn, and unload. Keep this cycle going in a circle around the arena, gradually chipping him down until he falls, completing Citadelle des Morts. If you've gotten this far, thank you for watching. I was able to get this one out a bit quicker than the others, still trying to work on that. The boss fight in this map may be a bit easier than other maps with multiple players. My Discord is available to use if you're looking to party up. I'll see if I become interested in raid nights again as well. I'm planning to make a quick video on the power drill final boss strat, and speedrun strats may be in the cards for me. I still need to get all of my augments. If you liked the video, like the video. If you want to see more Black Ops 6 content, subscribe down below. And as always, I've been Noodles. You've been awesome. I'll see you next time.